Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So per Fox Sports Radio, NBA insiders believe that Anthony Davis could be traded by the trade deadline with players like Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving available in trade talks. And let me just say, man, when I first saw this headline, I was just like, even like thinking about the idea of the Lakers trading Anthony Davis, just is completely off in my mind, man. Like, just something that they should not do. Just do not do that whatsoever, right? So for today's video, we are going to talk about this, man, just because, you know, it being a rumor, it is fun to kind of just like, you know, wonder and just kind of like speculate inside our minds. Okay, let's say Anthony Davis was to go on the trade block. What type of offers could the Lakers look to get back, man? So before we get going on today's video, if you guys don't mind leaving a like and of course subscribing if you're new to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. I do apologize for deleting some of the other like reaction stuff I did, man. I don't know. I'm trying to find new things to do here on this channel. Kind of been struggling as of late, but I'll figure things out, man. Hopefully you guys enjoy this type of content though, right? Because I love doing the NBA talk videos like this. But yes, so the Los Angeles Lakers on the season are currently 16-15, which is good for 7th in the Western Conference. They just lost to the Chicago Bulls, but you know, them like any team, they're struggling not only with injuries, but you know, but like players being out and everything too. And really, even before COVID was really affecting the NBA this season, the Lakers were already kind of struggling anyway, right, man? But you know, Anthony Davis gonna be out for a few weeks and everything like that. AD on the year, I know that he definitely had like a bad start, especially from like the mid-range. Like really, his shooting in general, man, has been bad. But this season, he is averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks per game. Only shooting 17% from 3, and we know his mid-range game can definitely be hit or miss at times too. Like historically, it's great. I mean, historically, Anthony Davis is great, but whatever reason it is this year, I don't know if it's just the positioning or the guys on the court with him. Really has just not been great. And really what I think the biggest factor is here is what we already know, man. Like the Lakers, they don't have great shooters on their team. They don't have great shooters. And when you have a guy like Anthony Davis, who is probably like I said, historically yet again, one of the better shooters on the team, when you rid of that spacing, it allows the defense, you know, not only to double team, but really just not having like, you know, just like the whole like factor of having like in the back of your mind being like, oh, like, you know, that guy's wide open in the corner, you kind of have to like watch him a little bit. Like you don't really have that when you have guys like Russell Westbrook on the court, man. Like teams are okay letting Russell Westbrook shoot 3-point shots and everything. So that does really kill the spacing overall. When it comes to big guys like Anthony Davis. Yet again, though, do I think they should trade him? No. Anthony Davis was brought onto this team in a huge trade package. As you guys remember, you know, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, a ton of draft picks. And while the goal is to win a championship, and the Lakers were able to do that with Anthony Davis, you know, AD was not brought here, you know, for a 2 or 3 year type of like rental type of thing, man. The mindset is once LeBron James retires, you know, AD's going to be around the age of 30 and he kind of takes the reign of the number 1 dude on the team and you build around Anthony Davis, right? Which, you know, historically speaking, I mean, Anthony Davis when he was on the Pelicans, was it like great to rebuild around? I think they did have that one playoff win or I'm sorry, series win against the Golden State Warriors or something like that. But besides that, it was pretty much, you know, winning was non-existent for the Pelicans when AD was over there. So it does kind of leave you to speculate, okay, if he is the number 1 guy on the Lakers, are they going to be able to have success? Well, what the Lakers and Pelicans don't have in common is one is the Lakers and one is the Pelicans. What I mean by that from a branding standpoint, man, like, there's going to be guys that are going to, you know, want to play with Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers in the future once that money and cap space is available from LeBron James retiring and everything, right? So I think that's completely fine, and I still think it's a good way to go. But now you also look at the other side of things right now. Anthony Davis right now, he does have the sprained MCL, and, you know, he is a guy that's had a lot of injury history. And typically speaking, you know, those 7-footers, as they age, they definitely do not age as gracefully as guards do in the NBA, but Anthony Davis does have like such a unique skill set that he is somebody I do think can play for a very long time, assuming he can stay healthy, right? But that's another thing to kind of think about where, you know, maybe the medical staff is like, all right, like we kind of are seeing a theme here with Anthony Davis. What exactly do we do about this? You know, should we trade him away before, you know, the going gets tougher out there, right, man? And as they stated, you know, in the rumor, you know, talk about guys like Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons. I mean, I don't really think those guys are the answer. For one, if you trade for Kyrie Irving, you're probably looking at some type of 3-team trade to get Russell Westbrook, because I guess in theory, yes, you could do a Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving backcourt, because obviously, James Harden actually runs point guard a lot for the Brooklyn Nets, and then Kyrie can play the 2 spot, at least last season, that's how it was. So I guess that could work and everything like that, but probably not ideal. And that actually works a little bit better with James Harden and Kyrie, because obviously James Harden can actually shoot pretty damn well, and Russell Westbrook cannot. You really don't want a situation where Russell Westbrook's playing off ball. So yeah, that doesn't really make too much sense as far as that, as having that as a backcourt. And then you get Ben Simmons on the team, instead of Anthony Davis, and you're just in a world of hurt, man. Once again, assuming you keep Russell Westbrook, because, LeBron and Russell are both guys that, in my opinion, man, need the basketball in their hands. LeBron probably the lesser of that, just because he is so skillful. Like, he can play off ball, but it's not optimal. It's definitely not optimal. So then you add Ben Simmons into that, and Ben Simmons cannot play off ball. I mean, I would say, if he was to play on a team like the Denver Nuggets, he would probably play the type of role of Aaron Gordon, where, he plays off of Jokic and can slash to the basket and everything. But that's kind of what you would be getting out of Ben Simmons, right? And then not only that, but you also have that 23 points per game that you got to make up for, by losing Anthony Davis, and just the offensive guy is just not really on the team right now to get that done efficiently, which AD's not been totally efficient himself when he has played, but we do know that he can definitely be that. So I'm looking at a team, or I'm looking at the list of every single NBA team right now, trying to decipher, okay, Lakers want to make a trade. What's it looking like? One that I'm kind of like that instantly kind of comes to my mind is maybe a team like the Boston Celtics. Now, do you guys think a guy like Anthony Davis at this point in his career is worth a guy like Jason Tatum? Or do you think he's more like Jaylen Brown? I think it would at least be Jaylen Brown in a trade. And there's been kind of rumors about Jaylen being kind of shopped anyway. I don't know if that's true or not, but that does kind of make sense. You get a really good guard/forward or wing player, I guess, in Jaylen Brown over on the Lakers, play with LeBron and Russell Westbrook, so that's great. And then you get, Jason Tatum getting a team with Anthony Davis, who would be a great frontcourt player to have. Obviously, it's AD, and that would be amazing to watch, right? So I kind of like maybe a trade with the Boston Celtics. Anytime you talk about the Celtics making a trade with the Lakers, though, it feels a little just man, those teams should not be helping each other out in any way, man, because of the rivalry, right? So you got that. Brooklyn Nets, there's talks about Kyrie. I mean, even if Kyrie could come back healthy and play and everything like that, just to up that defensive factor, I mean, would you guys do maybe a James Harden, Anthony Davis type of thing? Kyrie, KD do their thing out there, and then have Anthony Davis for the center position. That might be something that would be kind of interesting to kind of look into. Then you got the Russell Westbrook, James Harden backcourt, yet again going back to the OKC Thunder days. Knicks, 76ers, Raptors. I mean, yeah, there's a ton of teams that we could talk about up here that would be able to do some type of trade, because I mean, it's Anthony Davis, and he is going to have a lot of suitors out there. But I think when push comes to shove, you don't trade away Anthony Davis. He is not the problem with the team. The way that the team is formulated is exposing, I don't really want to say exposing, but kind of weakening what Anthony Davis can do out there, with the proper squad around him, man. So I do think it comes down to a role player type of thing for the Lakers. Russell Westbrook, I'm still not really blaming everything on him. His style of play does not fit great, but he hasn't been the worst player on the team or anything like that, man. So yeah, I'd much rather see them go for somebody like a Joe Harris, someone like that to space things out a bit, man, or just some sort of three-point shooter that can shoot lights out. That's what the Lakers need. They need to get healthy. Healthiness is wealthiness, man. So yeah, that's all we got for this video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.